Part 86. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 853. Mr. Qin, these are people from Xiankong State. An elder in the Qin clan Holy Land communicated with Qin Feng through divine thoughts, explaining the origins of these people. Xiankong State is powerful, with a vast territory, and the kingdom of God is even more numerous. The ancient Holy Land that can be invincible in Dongzhou is just a small role for the kingdom of God in Xiankong State. In addition, many ancient Holy Lands in Dongzhou are connected with the kingdom of God in Xiankong State above. From this, we can see how extraordinary Xiankong State is. Got it? Qin Fen nodded. He looked up at the sky, and did not think that the people who came were anything great. At this time, many great kings of the Qin clan saluted the masters of Xiankong State, but only Qin Feng was too lazy to pay attention to them. Such a scene made the leading great king look dissatisfied. Seeing so many cultivators respectful to him, he was still very satisfied. However, the young man in the realm of princes in front of him actually did not take him seriously at all, and simply despised him. "Who are you? Is there a place for you to stand here?" The cold voice of the chief guard of the great Shang kingdom came out from the sky, and was instantly filled with a murderous aura. As a great fourth-grade king, he was extremely powerful. When he brought people here, some low-level cultivators of the Qin clan Holy Land had already knelt on the ground. And this young man in the 7th level of the princes in front of him not only did not kneel, but also did not salute him, which made him very dissatisfied. "Fellow deist of the Divine Kingdom, Mr. Qin has just arrived and does not know your identity. I hope you don't blame me." Qin Weiyuan, the Holy Lord of the Qin clan Holy Land, hurried out to make peace. He did not want Qin Feng to offend the people of Suankangsu directly. You know, even as the Holy Lord of the ancient Holy Land, he did not want to provoke the great Shang kingdom. The chief guard of the great Shang kingdom heard this and his face eased instantly. Although he was the chief guard of the great Shang kingdom and his status was extremely respected. However, he still had to give the face of the Holy Lord of the Qin clan Holy Land. After all, as the most powerful existence in Dongzhou, the strength of the Qin clan Holy Land should not be underestimated. Although there are many masters like Quankan Weiyuan in the great Shang divine kingdom, and even some who surpass the king level. However, the more powerful the cultivators are, the more difficult it is to cross the state easily, so the Qin clan Holy Land is still the best in Dongzhou and is quite invincible. This time he went down to the world with the will of the Holy Emperor of the Divine Kingdom, so he naturally had to ask for the help of the Qin clan Holy Land, and it was not good to offend the other party directly. "Fellow deist Qin, a few days ago, His Majesty the Holy Emperor discovered that a peerless genius appeared in Dongzhou, so he intended to recruit him to the great Shang divine kingdom and give him a great resource fortune." The chief guard of the great Shang divine kingdom explained that a group of cultivators sent by the Holy Emperor a few days ago wanted to recruit that peerless genius to Xiankong State. But for some reason, it has been many days since they came down, and those people have not completed the task, and there is no news at all. Therefore, the Holy Emperor of the Great Shang Kingdom sent them down again, wanting to check the situation and, by the way, collect a group of beauties to Suankangsu. Is there such a thing? I wonder which genius in Dongzhou is lucky enough to be remembered by the Holy Emperor. The Holy Lord of the Qin clan Holy Land frowned. There was such a peerless genius in Dongzhou, and they didn't notice it at all. In his opinion, this was a huge loss for the Qin clan. Not only did their Holy Land miss Qin Feng, but they also missed another genius in Dongzhou. It was a pity. That young man passed the king level in the domain of the vassal, and the Tianqi in the air reacted. It was too transcendent, but none of the cultivators who went to look for him went back, so His Majesty the Holy Emperor sent us to take a look. The voice of the chief guard spread, which shocked everyone present. A cultivator in the domain of the vassal, who passed the king level at a young age, was indeed too transcendent. Many cultivators cast their eyes on Qin Feng. Qin Feng is a natural talent, and many people compare him with the genius that the great Shang Saint Emperor is paying attention to. If the two can meet, I am afraid it will cause a fight between dragons and tigers. But Qin Feng frowned when he heard it. The fact that the vassal domain survived the heavenly tribulation was directly related to him. Could it be that the genius that the so-called Great Shang Divine Kingdom wants to recruit is himself? Even Zhou Qing'er, Shang Qian, and others showed strange expressions on their faces. They were sure that the peerless genius mentioned by the head guard in front of them was Qin Feng himself. I came here this time in accordance with the order of His Majesty the Saint Emperor, and there is one thing to do. The son of the Saint Emperor is about to choose a concubine recently. Your Qin clan is a big force in the local area, so help us select some beauties in Dongzhou to go to the upper realm with us. The head guard said slowly. He cast his eyes on Qin Feng, and then, he transformed and found Zhou Qing'er, Ye Qingcheng, Shang Qian and other 4 people, which instantly made his eyes bright. All of them were extremely graceful and charming, and their qualifications even surpassed the pearls of their kingdom. Fellow deist Qin, I think these 4 are very good. When we leave, take them with us. The chief guard of the great Shang kingdom, with his lustful eyes, swept over Zhuge, Zhou Qing'er and the other 2, and the greed in his eyes was unmistakable. Fellow deist, this matter is of great importance. I am looking for other beauties for you. These 4 are not good enough. The holy lord of the Qin clan Shendong heard this and felt a pang in his heart. He knew that things were going to get bad. This guard captain in front of him could have provoked anyone else, but he had to go after Qin Feng. It was really stupid. He knew that these 4 beauties were Qin Feng's weak spot. It was unreasonable for this guard captain to dare to have his eyes on the 4 women. Well, I'm determined to take these 4 people. It's their good fortune to be able to follow me to the upper realm. Lord Qin, do you dare to disobey the order of the Holy Emperor? The guard captain sneered and said. As he moved, the 300 guards behind him surrounded him instantly. These people all had strong murderous intent flowing through them. They were not weak in strength. With their momentum connected, they might be able to raise a large holy land to the ground. It can be seen that the Holy Emperor of the Great Shang Divine Kingdom also spent a lot of money to go to the lower realm this time. Well, are you tired of living? Qin Feng's face suddenly became bad when he heard this. His cold voice floated out with a cold and fierce murderous intent. Originally, he was not going to pay attention to these people who came to the lower world to look for some geniuses, but these people actually wanted to find some beautiful women to go up, which was no different from robbing women. More importantly, the middle-aged guard in front of him actually set his sights on his woman. There was nothing to say, the other party had found a way to die. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 854. Mr. Qin, this matter is of great importance, please don't get angry first. An elder of the Qin clan Holy Land looked terrified. He knew that Qin Feng was too young and full of vigor, and he didn't know the power of Xiankong state. Once the other party was directly angered, even their ancient Holy Land Qin clan could not withstand the anger of Xiankong state. Don't get angry, this bastard has bullied me, and you still want me not to get angry. Qin Feng's eyes were cold, he didn't care what kind of kingdom the other party was. If the other party relied on power to bully others, then he would take care of it. What a rubbish kingdom of God, we don't want to go at all. Zhou Qingqing was straightforward, and when she heard that the chief guard had set his sights on her, she was instantly angry. What a rubbish kingdom of God, in her heart, it was not even 1/10,000th as good as her master. Fellow deist Qin, I advise you to discipline your disciples. The chief guard of the Great Shang Kingdom sneered, his eyes were extremely unfriendly, and a few disciples of the Qin clan Holy Land dared to be so rude to him, which really made him angry. He came from Xuankang's Hu, and was a high-ranking chief guard. If he wanted the beauties of their lower world, it would be a blessing for the lower world. The two young people in front of him, one man and one woman, dared not give him face, which made him very angry. Qin Wuyuan, the holy master of the Qin clan Holy Land, frowned when he heard this. This chief guard was pretending to be powerful, which made him very disgusted. However, he knew that he could not offend the other party directly, otherwise, as long as the other party said a few bad words in front of the Holy Emperor of the Great Shang Kingdom, their Qin clan would be greatly angry. Don't be angry, sir, there is still room for discussion on this matter. Before Qin Wuyuan spoke, an elder beside him immediately spoke. The status of the chief guard is extremely noble. If he offends him directly, the Qin clan Holy Land will suffer huge losses. As the elders of the Qin clan Holy Land, they naturally do not want the Qinzian Holy Land to suffer a disaster. Mr. Qin, this great Shang divine kingdom is extremely terrifying. If these people go back to complain, even the ancient Holy Land will probably suffer a catastrophe. The elder sent a message to Qin Feng, hoping that Qin Feng could take the initiative to admit his mistakes to the chief guard of the Great Shang Divine Kingdom to resolve this disaster. What are you afraid of? These people have no chance to go back. Qin Feng's eyes were cold, and his cold voice instantly made the air present silent. This elder was for the Qin clan Holy Land, so Qin Feng naturally would not blame him, but all of this was caused by this chief guard. As long as he killed them all, wouldn't the news be transmitted back to the Great Shang Divine Kingdom? What? Boy, you are looking for death. The chief guard of the Great Shang Kingdom was shocked instantly. A mere boy of the 7th level of the vassal realm dared to let them go back and forth. He really overestimated his own abilities. Kill him for me. After a brief silence, the chief guard of the Great Shang Kingdom suddenly became cold. He immediately ordered the guards beside him. These 300 guards are extremely powerful. The weakest one has the cultivation of a quasi-king. They are united together to form a formation. Even Qin Wuyuan, the holy master of the Qin clan Holy Land, dare not directly confront them. Kaka. In an instant, Qin Feng stood at the top of the 9 Forbidden Peak, and a fairy grenade appeared in his palm. The fairy grenade was detonated in an instant, and the terrifying power shook out, breaking the formation with excellent defense on the spot. In an instant, hundreds of cultivators flew backwards and suffered heavy damage. Since the last time he got the immortal weapon grenade, Qin Feng had not used it. Now that he saw the defensive formation of these guards, he instantly saw the opportunity to use it. Just a magic weapon, it actually caused such a shocking scene. The chief guard of the Great Shang Kingdom was immediately stunned, and his eyes showed a deep awe. What happened? The chief guard of the Great Shang Kingdom could feel the terrifying power of the hidden weapon just now. He knew that if it weren't for the formation that blocked it for a while, even he would be affected. Since you are here, stay. Qin Feng said calmly. These people had set their sights on Zhou Qing'er and others, and they had already planned to die. Hearing this, the chief guard of the Great Shang Kingdom instantly realized the danger, and his heart was terrified. He really couldn't understand how the kid in front of him, who was only in the 7th level of the princes, could have such a terrible magic weapon. Seeing that the other party was about to attack again, he knew that he could only fight with all his strength. In an instant, his cultivation of the 4th grade king spread out, and his might was earth-shaking. Such strength is extremely terrifying. Except for the living fossils of the ancient Holy Land, few people can be his opponents. Fellow deist Qin, this matter has nothing to do with you. I hope you don't interfere. The chief guard of the Great Shang Divine Kingdom said coldly. In his opinion, with his 4th grade king realm, he can easily crush the little cultivator in front of him. Just pay attention to the hidden weapons in the other party's hands. Of course, the premise is that the Holy Lord of the Qin clan Holy Land will not stop him. The Holy Lord of the Qin clan Holy Land was stunned when he heard this. He stood aside and had no intention of helping the chief guard. Qin Feng had also killed Qin Wuodao, a terrifying existence of the 8th grade king. This made him know that the chief guard in front of him was really afraid of never coming back. Fellow deist, don't worry, this is a matter between the two of you, and we will not interfere. Not only did the Holy Lord of the Qin clan Holy Land say that he would not take action, but the great accomplished kings of other holy lands also had no intention of taking action. In their opinion, as Qin Feng said, as long as all these people could be killed, the news would not reach the great Shang divine kingdom. Moreover, they were no longer used to the appearance of the chief guard in front of them. They were still so high and mighty towards them, which made them dissatisfied. At this moment, since someone was going to kill the other party, they were too happy to stop him. The existence of the great Shang divine kingdom is extremely terrifying. Maybe there will be some heaven-defying skills. According to rumors, the great Shang divine kingdom has a vast source of blessings and abundant resources. Even young Master Qin may not be able to win easily. I can't see it. Qin Wuodao, a terrifying 8th grade king, was easily crushed by Qin Feng. The chief guard in front of him is only a 4th grade king. Many cultivators talked a lot. They all held a melon-eating mentality and watched the vigorous chief guard in the sky. For some reason, the chief guard of the great Shang kingdom suddenly felt like a fool. Countless monks in the distance looked at him as if they were watching a monkey show, as if the young monk in front of them had already defeated him. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 855. At this critical moment, the chief guard of the great Shang kingdom could only respond with all his strength. Beside him, heavy light surged, protecting him. When she found that many monks around were optimistic about the young man, and the woman beside the young man did not seem to be worried at all, his heart sank. Could it be that the other party still had some particularly terrifying killer? The chief guard of the great Shang kingdom mobilized all the surrounding true energy, ready to block the opponent's attack, and then make plans. Boom! A phoenix appeared between heaven and earth. Under the blessing of the 9 prohibitions, the phoenix collided with him, with earth-shaking power. The chief guard of the great Shang kingdom protected himself with divine power. He felt that he was fully confident that he could hold on for a while. As long as he could block this wave of attacks, he could form an effective counter-attack to kill the enemy and strengthen his prestige. However, the body defense of the chief guard failed to stop Qin Feng's attack and soon broke apart, which made him realize that he was in big trouble. He immediately jumped up and prepared to take the guards around him to escape from here to buy time. He believed that as long as the news could be passed to the upper realm, he could make the other party pay a heavy price. Run, where to run? Qin Feng sneered, and he stepped on the thunder step and chased after him in an instant. It was impossible for a mere 4th grade king to escape in front of him. When the chief guard of the great Shang kingdom saw Qin Feng chasing him, he panicked instantly. He immediately ordered the rest of the guards to block Qin Feng's figure and buy time for him. When the guards heard this, although they were extremely unwilling in their hearts, they also knew that if they did not block the other party, no one would be able to escape and pass the news to Xiankong State. Moreover, their duty was to protect the chief guard, so they decided to buy time for the chief guard to escape and avenge them in the future. Boy, I will report to the Holy Emperor when I return to the kingdom of God, and then I will make you and your people suffer. The chief guard did not forget to speak harshly while escaping. He felt that he must get back the insult he suffered from the other party 10 times or 100 times. Looking for death. Qin Feng's heart moved. He saw that the other party's figure was about to return to the heavenly gate, and immediately rushed into his space and took out the immortal weapon Barret. Then, he filled the immortal weapon barrett with bullets, covered it with the immortal fire divine pattern, and pulled the trigger. Boom! A loud noise sounded between heaven and earth, and the bullets of the immortal weapon barrett hit the sky and instantly hit the chief guard. In just a moment, the chief guard of the great Shang kingdom was shattered in the void. At the same time, the immortal fire flowed from the immortal weapon barrett, directly burning the chief guard of the great Shang kingdom into ashes. Hiss! In the distance, many monks took a breath, and the shock in their hearts was indescribable. When they saw the chief guard of the great Shang kingdom was about to escape, they were horrified, and when they saw the chief guard died, their hearts were like a roller coaster, and they were in a state of anxiety. All this was completely the chief guard's death. If he hadn't stopped and said something cruel, he might have really disappeared from the heavenly gate. After the chief guard died, the more than 300 guards with him became cannon fodder, and Qin Feng easily killed them between heaven and earth. As all these people in the lower realm of the great Shang kingdom fell, a token slowly fell from the sky and was caught by Qin Feng. In an instant, Qin Feng saw that this token was the token to open the heavenly gate. As long as he activated the runes on it, he could open the heavenly gate. However, Suankings who had no appeal to him for the time being. His primary task was the Killer Dynasty. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully using the Star Gold scratch card and obtaining the Immortal Gold for refining. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully using the Star Gold scratch card and obtaining 100,000 high-grade God cultivating pills. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully using the Star Gold scratch card and obtaining 800 lower-grade earthly immortal swords. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully using the Star Gold scratch card and obtaining 100 heavenly immortal swords. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully using the Star Gold scratch card and obtaining 30 sniper howitzers and 3,000 grenades. The system prompt sound rang continuously, and Qin Feng's mouth curved into a deep cold arc after destroying these cultivators of the great Shang Divine Kingdom. He could actually get so many rewards, which really made him very excited. With so many killer maces, it would increase the chances of covering the Assassin Dynasty. Everyone in the distant sky was shocked when they saw Qin Feng destroy the cultivators of the Divine Kingdom. Some people have made up their minds not to provoke Qin Feng, otherwise the end will be extremely miserable. What was that thing in Mr. Qin's hand just now? It can actually take the enemy's head from 10,000 meters away. Maybe it's a golden fairy magic weapon. There were discussions in the crowd, and countless cultivators were shocked. This scene was so shocking that people couldn't believe it. Qin Feng, you are too reckless. Qin Wuyuan, the holy master of the Qin clan Holy Land, walked with a dragon-like tiger step. He stepped forward with a helpless tone. No matter what, Qin Feng is also a disciple of their Qin family. Although he has little to do with their Qin clan Holy Land, if the great Shang Divine Kingdom blames them, their Qin clan Holy Land will also suffer. Moreover, he didn't really want to blame Qin Feng. He was just afraid that a genius like Qin Feng would fall under the wrath of Suankings who. It doesn't matter. After destroying the Killer Divine Dynasty, I will go to the great Shang Divine Kingdom to ask for punishment. Qin Feng was not moved at all. He suspected that the Kaishan stone axe in his hand was a real ancient artifact. If the great Shang Divine Kingdom was over, he would not blame the other party. If the other party was determined to fight to the death, he would not mind holding the ancient artifact and burning the great Shang Divine Kingdom. Alas, I really don't know what to say. Qin Wuyuan, the holy lord of the Qin clan, spread his hands helplessly. He immediately sent someone to order that this matter must not be leaked. Little did they know that the same scene had also happened in the Qin clan Holy Land thousands of miles away. When the cultivators of the great Shang Divine Kingdom came down and prepared to find Qin Feng, they took a fancy to some immortal artifacts and magic weapons left by Qin Feng in the Holy Land and wanted to take them for themselves. As a result, the old Holy Lord of the Suzaku Holy Land led the strong men to use their background and killed them all. This is also the reason why the Great Shang Divine Kingdom failed to receive the news from the lower world cultivators. Of course, the Qin clan Holy Land kept a very good level of confidentiality, and even Qin Feng did not get the news. The Holy Emperor of the Great Shang Divine Kingdom naturally did not get the news, so he sent people down again. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 856. The chief bodyguard and 300 bodyguards of the Great Shang Kingdom in Xiankong Prefecture were all dead. This was a big event, and it would definitely be earth-shattering if word spread. The Holy Land of the Qin clan immediately blocked the news, and all the Dachan kings present swore to keep it secret. There should be no news about this matter in Xiankong state for a while. Qin Feng was preparing to destroy the first branch of the Killer Dynasty according to the previously arranged plan. At the junction of Shiwanda Mountain and Nanling, there is a branch of the Killer God Dynasty. This location is the outpost of the Killer Dynasty. Qin Feng quickly arrived here with the monks from the Qin clan's Holy Land. Although there are many masters in the Holy Land of the Qin clan, Qin Feng only wanted them to come to clean up the remaining Yahoo. At this point, Qin Feng's strength is enough to raise this punishment hall to the ground. What he is most worried about is that something will slip through the net. She was also worried that someone would sneak away to report the news, so she brought many experts from the Qin clan's Holy Land. The monks from the Suzaku Holy Land are on their way here. When the Suzaku Holy Land arrives in the eastern region, it will be their time to counterattack the headquarters of the Killer God Dynasty. The masters of the Qin clan's Holy Land concealed their cultivation and hid in the barren mountains. Qin Feng rode the holy beast White Elephant and came to a mountain gate with Shang Qian. This is a small sect with a low reputation, so it is the most suitable hiding place. As a stronghold of the Killer God Dynasty, this sect is also an outpost of the Killer God Dynasty. Once any trouble is discovered, the news will be passed to the headquarters so that the headquarters can respond. What Qin Feng wants to do this time is to destroy them all, leaving no one behind. As for the escaped killers, leave them to the strong men in the Qin clan's Holy Land. Brush. The holy beast White Elephant was extremely fast. In the blink of an eye, it led Qin Feng and Shang Qian to the square of the mountain gate. Just when Qin Feng and the others appeared, a terrifying aura locked onto their figures. In front, a middle-aged man wearing black clothes appeared in front of Qin Feng and the two of them. He was surrounded by murderous aura, releasing a terrifying pressure. Who are you that dare to break into Qingyun Gate without permission? The middle-aged monk shouted loudly, a terrifying aura flowed from his body, and his cultivation level was clearly at the first level of the Great Perfection King. Stop pretending, a sect with a great king is actually just a small sect with no reputation. Do you believe it? Qin Feng sneered and said, it's really ridiculous that the other party is immersed in his own role. The middle-aged monk's face instantly turned cold when he heard this. The stronghold of the Killer Dynasty has always been very secretive. How did the other party know about it? Moreover, why does the other person look so familiar? It's you, Qin Feng. A cold light flashed in the eyes of the middle-aged king, and he realized that the person who came was actually the first assassination target on the Killer Dynasty's list. Yes, it's me. The corner of Qin Feng's mouth curled up with a cold smile. The Killer God Dynasty had sent killers to kill him many times, and he had long been angry. The middle-aged king's eyes were cold. He did not expect that Qin Feng would dare to come to the door. This courage was really shocking. Young man, you have offended our killer god. If you didn't hurry up and act with your tail between your legs, you actually dare to come to our door. You are asking for your own death. The middle-aged king had a sneer on his lips. As the outpost of the assassin dynasty, their stronghold was already occupied by a king. A few days ago, several elders arrived here. Before they left, the other party came to the door at this time. They were really looking for death. You are the ones who will die. Next I am going to destroy your headquarters. Qin Feng said coldly, completely ignoring the other party's ridicule. Ha ha ha. Boy, my killer god, hidden dragon, and crouching tiger, even if you have two kings to help you, you will only end up dead. The middle-aged monk laughed heartily. The other party's choice was really unwise. Just now, he sent a spiritual message to the secret room of the stronghold, and has already notified the 4 kings of the stronghold of the Killer God dynasty to arrive. Once the 4 of them arrive, with their 5 kings joining forces, the opponent will not be able to escape even if they take wings. As long as he can delay time, it is enough to wait for the king to arrive. After all, he feels that he is no match for Qin Feng if he fights alone. Young man, you will regret it if you offend our assassin dynasty. I advise you to arrest him without hesitation. The middle-aged king sneered again and again. He continued to delay time, waiting for the kings to arrive. There's no point in delaying. The corners of Qin Feng's mouth curved, and he had already understood the other party's plan. As he raised his hand, a phoenix divine form appeared in his palm. The phoenix danced across the sky and contained unimaginable meaning. In an instant, the void twisted violently, and the phoenix, carrying terrifying flames, suddenly hit the middle-aged king killer, quite decisively. Boom! The world was trembling, and the power of the phoenix divine form was extremely terrifying, directly drowning the king. Ah! A shrill cry came from behind the scene. The king failed to dodge and was instantly ignited, quickly turning into ashes. Only one star gold scratch-off card was left in place. This scene calmed the other killers on the spot. At this moment, the sky flickered, and a divine rainbow came to the field from the back mountain. Greetings to the lord of the palace. When the dozens of assassins saw the visitor, they immediately bowed and saluted. The visitor was the branch master of the assassin dynasty. His identity was unusual, and the battle was terrifying. It's you. The assassin's palace master had no concealment of murderous intent in his eyes, and he saw Qin Feng's identity in an instant. He had seen Qin Feng's portrait in the assassin's palace roster. Among the people killed by the assassin's palace, Qin Feng ranked first. If the others don't show up, we can only wait to collect your bodies. Qin Feng picked it up like a scratch card, and said calmly. He felt that there were 3 kings in the surrounding space fluctuations. Those 3 were powerful and proficient in the assassination techniques of the assassin's palace. They should not be underestimated. Qin Feng, die! The assassin's palace master shouted angrily, and he immediately ordered the assassins around him to join forces to kill Qin Feng. The king who was hiding was the killer, how could he call it out? Swish! Die! The assassins immediately took action, countless immortal swords flew, and murderous aura raged, coming towards Qin Feng's shadow demon. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully using the star gold scratch card and obtaining 108 immortal grade shock bombs. Qin Feng grinned, and instantly took out a shock bomb from the space and threw it over. Bang! The shock bomb exploded on the spot, causing the killers who rushed over to be dizzy for 5 seconds. The next moment, Qin Feng stepped on the thunder step and attacked, harvesting all these killers. How is it possible? Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 857. The branch hall masters of the assassin dynasty were stunned. Dozens of killers were instantly wiped out. This scene caused huge losses to their branch hall. More importantly, the opponent only threw a magic weapon, but it was so powerful, it was really terrifying. You know, if he hadn't been far enough away just now, he would have been seriously injured. Swipe! Suddenly, the void trembled, and the 3 figures merged with the void and stabbed towards Qin Feng in an instant. They were the 3 Dachan kings hiding in the dark. These 3 accomplished kings were all proficient in the art of assassination. They instantly pointed at Qin Feng's body, and their power was extremely terrifying. However, Qin Feng was well prepared. He was immediately enveloped by the immovable God King, and with the blessing of the Nine Forbiddens, his defense reached its peak. The 4 killing swords were pointed at Qin Feng's physical light shield. The Feudo God King's light shield swayed for a while but was not destroyed. In such a simple and direct manner, he blocked the attacks of the 3 Dachshund Kings without suffering any damage. As the 3 Dachshund Kings emerged, the branch masters of the Assassin dynasty also came to the front. The 4 great kings surrounded Qin Feng, holding killing swords in their hands, their killing intent soaring. "Young man, if you don't take the road to heaven, there is no way to hell, so you have to go to hell." The 4 kings of the Assassin dynasty all had sneers on their lips. It was really unwise for the other party to attack the branch of the Assassin dynasty when they were all here. "Go and stop that woman and buy us time." The king of the Assassin dynasty gave an order, and the assassins around him immediately took action. Countless powerful men from the princely realms rose into the air and surrounded Shang Qian and the holy beasts. Qin Feng's mouth showed a sneer. He had no intention of letting Shang Qian and the holy beast White Elephant take action. As for these killers, they do not threaten their safety at all, so Qin Feng naturally does not need to worry. "None of you can escape." A sneer appeared at the corner of Qin Feng's mouth. These 4 kings of the Assassin dynasty are all the mainstays of the Assassin dynasty. No one can escape. Qin Feng stepped on thunder and walked across the void in an instant, arriving behind the deputy palace master of the Killer God dynasty. His movement skills are really too fast, especially with the blessing of Jijin. His speed will never lose to anyone. At this moment, the immortal killing sword spread out an extremely sharp offensive, and instantly struck the assassin on the back of the deputy palace master of the Divine Dynasty. With just one move, the branch hall master of the Assassin Dynasty was chopped alive in the void by Qin Feng. "Ah!" The deputy palace master of the Assassin Dynasty heard a long roar. He couldn't accept this scene, so he used the king's magical power to connect them together. However, at the next moment, a phoenix god shape flew out of Qin Feng's sword, completely submerging both halves of his body and burning him directly into ashes. This scene immediately calmed the 3 Dachshund kings around them. A mere Xiaoshui from the 7th heaven of the princes blocked their faces and beheaded the Dachshund king, which made them unbelievable. The death of the branch master of the Assassin Dynasty made the 3 of them furious. If this matter spread, it would make them lose face. In an instant, 3 sword energies formed a terrifying tornado and strangled Qin Feng, as if to destroy everything. This killing move was so violent that the sword energy in the sky completely drowned Qin Feng's figure. However, Qin Feng was not afraid. He directly swung the immortal killing sword and used the supreme heaven-destroying sword technique. Jinxian level skills and weapons, their power is immeasurable. In the blink of an eye, the Tai's Hang heaven-slaying sword strangled and shattered the tornado. At the same time, the sword energy of the immortal killing sword continued to advance, and the bright sword light swept through the sky. Puff! 2 streams of blood burst out, and the bodies of the 2 king-level killers at the front were immediately slashed. Ah! They flew out upside down, blood staining the sky. At this time, another killer's sneak attack had arrived. However, Qin Feng's back seemed to have eyes. He suddenly turned around and slashed forward with the immortal slaying sword in his hand. There was a loud dang sound, and the killing sword in the hand of the sneak attack king was directly cut off by Qin Feng, and the sword energy surged and hit the king's arm. The king was shocked. He instantly fell down and disappeared. In just a blink of an eye, Qin Feng beheaded 3 Dachshund kings. This scene was just visible to the surrounding killers. All the killers gasped, their faces extremely pale with fright. Damn it, even the palace masters and elders are not in the same place, so what the hell? The killers of the Killer Dynasty were all stunned. They even forgot to take action against Shang Qian and the holy beast White Elephant. After all, the majestic Dachan king was actually less than a boy from the 7th level of the princes. This scene was incomprehensible to them, and even more unacceptable. Even the Dachan king is no match, and they, the killers of the vassal realms, are even more unstoppable. In an instant, many killers rose from the sky and fled in all directions, hoping to spread the news to the headquarters of the killer dynasty. Shang Qian and the holy beast Bai Xiang will naturally not let them go, and their power as kings spreads. The Shangyang clan's secret technique was used, and dozens of killers immediately fell into the void. As for the holy beast White Elephant, white flames floated through the void, burning dozens of killers into ashes on the spot. However, there were too many assassins in the Killer God Dynasty branch hall, and some of them still escaped and fled to the sky. However, they were killed in the air by the monks of the Qin clan Holy Land who were ambushed around them at the first time, leaving no one alive. At this time, above the Killer God Dynasty branch hall, the three assassins merged with the void and disappeared. After seeing Qin Feng's powerful power, they no longer dared to accept Qin Feng's attack head-on. They knew that Qin Feng was unmatched in power. Although he was in the realm of princes, his combat power had surpassed that of a great king. Such a talent against the sky, if fighting alone, I am afraid that no one in the entire Dongzhou could match him. Although the three king assassins hid in the void, the wounds they had just been cut by Qin Feng were not easily healed. If they wanted to close them, they had to use the king-level magical power, but that would immediately expose their figures and make their hiding skills ineffective. If that happened, they would definitely be discovered by Qin Feng, and then be killed directly by the opponent's round of attacks. Time passed by minute, Qin Feng was suspended in the air, scanning with his powerful golden eyes, but he could not find the figures of the three people. The three killers used their hidden secrets to the extreme, and even under Qin Feng's golden eyes, it was difficult to detect. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 858. Time passed minute by minute, and the blood of the three top masters of the assassin dynasty was still dripping down. It was an extremely slight movement, but it could not escape Qin Feng's perception. In an instant, Qin Feng waved the immortal killing sword and slashed towards a location in the void. Brush. When the king saw that the matter was revealed, he no longer hid. He merged with the killing sword and came towards Qin Feng to assassinate him, preparing to die with Qin Feng. The two kings from outside also appeared and cooperated with the killer's actions. However, Qin Feng was waiting for this moment. He instantly dropped a blast bomb on the spot, but he himself appeared in the distance through the void. Oops! What the hell? The three kings of the assassin dynasty were almost frightened. They had seen the power of explosive bombs just now, but it was too late to leave this time. Just hearing a loud bang, a sense of dizziness came, and the three Dachan kings felt that the world was spinning. Although they were highly cultivated, they were only stunned for less than a second, but in such a time between life and death, this second was enough for Qin Feng. His steps were mysterious, and he came to the three of them in an instant and cut off their heads with the immortal killing sword. At the same time, the immortal killing sword flew out of the phoenix divine fire, drowning the three killers and killing them directly in the air. The killers who rushed out of the palace in the distance immediately felt bad when they saw this, and they immediately retreated towards the back mountain. The death of all the elder masters was so terrifying that no one could resist. They rushed towards the back mountain of the Killer God Dynasty like a swarm of swarms. In the back mountain, there was a secret about the branch hall of the Killer God Dynasty. They knew that as long as they could get to each other's side, they would be saved. However, Qin Feng didn't want to give them a chance at all. He threw a few explosive bombs casually, causing dizziness to spread. They were stunned on the spot. At this time, the mythical beast White Elephant fell from the sky and killed all the killers who couldn't open their eyes. Qin Feng, Shang Qian, and Bai Xiang followed another group of killers to the back mountain as if they were strolling in a courtyard. In a palace in the back mountain, an old man opened the door and walked out. This old man is the supreme branch master of the Assassin dynasty, who is also the master of the branch master of the Assassin dynasty. He handed everything over to his apprentice, and he became a supreme emperor and stayed in seclusion all year round. Today, he suddenly felt the vibration at the mountain gate, so he immediately left the gate, but it was already too late. None of the 5 kings were a match for this young man, and their Assassin dynasty branch suffered heavy losses. Young man, kill my disciple and destroy my property. I will crush you to ashes. The supreme branch of the Killer God dynasty had cold eyes. His appearance immediately gave the team of killers great confidence. Hu Tao, the master of the Taizhang branch, is a legendary figure in the Assassin dynasty. Its power is extremely powerful and can be compared with some of the secrets of the headquarters of the Assassin dynasty. Don't panic, you are going to see your apprentice soon. A sneer appeared at the corner of Qin Feng's mouth. He was really surprised that there was such a terrifying figure in the branch of the Assassin dynasty. The person in front of me is actually at the 7th level of King's cultivation level. In normal times, such a master is enough to destroy a great sect. But the other party is just the background of the Assassin dynasty branch hall. It is conceivable that there will be more existences of this level in the headquarters. This killer dynasty has so much heritage, it is indeed very difficult to shake it. However, Qin Feng has made up his mind to uproot the killer dynasty, and he will never give up halfway. Qin Feng, our killer dynasty has been inherited for tens of thousands of years, and its power is terrifying. Even if you, the Suzaku Holy Land, want to shake us, it will be difficult to reach the sky. Hu Tao, the supreme branch master of the Killer God dynasty, said fiercely. Just now, he had learned the information he wanted from the Killer Sea of Consciousness. The young man in front of him actually killed several of their great gods and destroyed several branches of the temple. This qualification is really impressive. But at the same time, this also made him, a strong man from the Assassin dynasty, really angry. Their killer dynasty has existed for so many years and was able to establish it, but it took a lot of resources. And the other party actually destroyed many branches. Even if they die 10,000 times, it is not enough to make up for the loss of their killer dynasty. It's useless to talk more. Use your skills if you have any. Qin Feng was happy and fearless. He was not even afraid of the great elder of the Qin clan's holy land, so how could he be afraid of a king of the Assassin dynasty's branch? Kill. Hu Tao, the supreme branch master of the Killer God dynasty, moved, and a silver longsword immediately appeared in his hand. This silver sword was a great killing weapon, and he had successfully assassinated many strong men with him. As long as the runes on it are activated, his body speed and skill can be enhanced. You are proud enough that a young man can die by my sword. You must know that I use my sword to kill kings. Hu Tao, the supreme branch master of the Assassin dynasty, said with confidence. This killing sword of his is designed to kill kings. The boy in front of him, who belongs to the 7th level of the world, is lucky enough to be killed by this killing sword. It is really overqualified and underused. Wang Jian. Hu Tao, the supreme branch master of the Killer God dynasty, gave a cold shout, and a field instantly appeared around him. This domain is generated by the King Rune, suspended around him, using the killing sword as the foundation to bless his cultivation. This King Sword is the secret treasure of the Killer Divine Dynasty, and only a few people with the foundation can hold it. This is a heavy weapon made of immortal gold by the ancestors of the Killer Divine Dynasty, and there are only 9 in the entire Divine Dynasty. These 9 swords are held by the 9 foundations of the Killer Divine Dynasty, and are the highest honor of the Killer Divine Dynasty, called the King Sword. Qin Feng felt the power between heaven and earth, and his expression was calm. The opponent's immortal sword could actually bless his cultivation, which was almost the same as his own 9 forbidden domain. However, this king's sword is far from being comparable to the energy superposition of more than 80 times the 9 forbidden. Otherwise, Qin Feng would have run away at the first time. It's just a lower level immortal sword of the heavenly immortal. Now I'll show you what a king's sword is. Qin Feng showed a mocking look at the corner of his mouth. His immortal sword is more qualified and more powerful. Since the opponent likes to use a sword, he will use a sword to get rid of the opponent. As Qin Feng finished speaking, he waved his immortal sword. Swish! As soon as the immortal sword appeared between heaven and earth, it revealed a brilliant light, and the murderous aura sword. As the power of the killing sword spread, the king's sword in Hu Tao's hand was actually trembling slightly, as if it was afraid of the weapon in Qin Feng's hand. This scene made Hu Tao frown. He activated the king rune and blessed it on the king's sword, and then stopped the instinctive fear of the killing sword. It's a little bit, but it will be mine in the next moment. Window. Tabula equals window. Tabula. Tabula.push, mode, thumbs feed -01, container, tabula below article thumbnail -300x250, placement, below article thumbnail -300x250, target. Type, mix. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 859. The eyes of Hu Tao, the supreme branch master of the Killer Divine Dynasty, were cold. His king's sword was actually afraid of the immortal sword in Qin Feng's hand. This made him know that the opponent's immortal sword was extremely extraordinary. If he could grab the opponent's immortal sword in his hand and then cooperate with the king's sword, he would definitely be able to bless his cultivation and make his assassination secret skills more powerful. You think too much. Qin Feng was very calm in his heart. He had no fear in the face of the 7th grade Hu Tao. Although his cultivation was now at the 7th level of the princes, he had already been able to dominate the king realm. In an instant, Qin Feng waved the immortal sword in his hand and performed the supreme heaven-slaying sword technique. The sword light spanned the sky and earth, strangling the supreme branch master of the Killer Divine Dynasty. This supreme heaven-slaying sword was a martial art of the golden immortal level. The power it spread out was extremely powerful, especially under the blessing of the 9 forbiddens, the combat power sword again. The supreme branch master of the Killer Divine Dynasty was proficient in assassination formations and had extraordinary attainments in swordsmanship. The king's sword in his hand had a layer of domain spreading, which was added to her body, making his cultivation at the peak, and the power of the secret technique doubled. However, after his sword light collided with Qin Feng's sword light, he actually flew backwards. With his strength as a 7th grade king, he could not defeat Qin Feng. This scene made Wu Tao's face change drastically. How is it possible? Wu Tao didn't believe it at all. You know, he used the king's sword domain of the Killer Divine Dynasty, but he didn't have the slightest advantage in front of Qin Feng. He was not an opponent at all, which made him unacceptable. Nothing is impossible in this world. Qin Feng smiled and stared at the other party. His calm eyes made the other party even more angry. Boy, I have never been weaker than others in the field of swordsmanship. The supreme branch master of the Killer Divine Dynasty shouted coldly, and he instantly merged with the king's sword in his hand and came through the void. This sword condensed his spirit and energy, which was the secret skill of the Killer Divine Dynasty. The terrible king rune blessed him, making the power of the king's sword in his hand superimposed. In an instant, the terrible sword energy shredded the void, as if to destroy everything. This sword condensed the power of the supreme branch master of the Killer Divine Dynasty, and in an instant, the sky collapsed and the earth cracked, and the palaces collapsed under his power. In just a blink of an eye, Hu Tao, the branch master of the Killer Divine Dynasty, came to the front of Qin Feng, and the terrible sword energy radiated. Interesting. Qin Feng's eyes were cold, he could feel the power of the swordsmanship in the other party's hand. In an instant, he activated the critical stone. The critical stone, with 100 times the power blessing, made Qin Feng's supreme heaven-slaying sword have the power to destroy everything. His sword energy hit forward, making the world suddenly become extremely bright. The crystal sword light collided with the killing sword of the supreme branch master of the Killer God dynasty, and a terrible roar broke out in the void. As the sword fell, the supreme branch master Hu Tao of the Killer God dynasty was completely wiped out by Qin Feng, and he himself flew out. In mid-air, Hu Tao coughed up blood from his mouth. His full-strength sword did not hurt Qin Feng, and he himself suffered a backlash. Qi La. The bright sword light radiated forward and instantly pierced the chest of the supreme branch master Hu Tao. A shrill long howl was heard, and the screams of the supreme branch master of the Killer God dynasty spread far away. The Qin clan masters hiding in the mountains in the distance were all stunned. And all the killers present were all sucking in cold air. As powerful as the supreme branch master of the Killer Divine dynasty, he was not Qin Feng's opponent. He was defeated by the opponent with just one sword and was seriously injured. This scene made them unbelievable. You know, the supreme branch master Hu Tao is the foundation of their branch. He couldn't even take down a junior. How could they understand this? Nima, even the supreme branch master is not his opponent, who else can control him? The killers all talked in horror. Such a scene was hard for them to accept. Swish. At this moment, the fairy fire flowed from Qin Feng's immortal sword, directly submerging the supreme branch master of the Killer Divine dynasty. In an instant, Hu Tao was completely burned to ashes and fell in the air. The great king of the 7th rank could only face Qin Feng with hatred and turned into ashes on the spot. Just after Hu Tao died, his fairy sword lost its owner and wailed in the void. Qin Feng's eyes flashed with murderous light. He swung the immortal sword in his hand and chopped it on the king's sword. This king's sword of the Killer God dynasty has killed many powerful people, and its murderous aura has soared. It is a terrible killing sword. As the king's sword collapsed, an astonishing murderous aura flowed on it, and all that murderous aura was absorbed by Qin Feng's immortal sword. As the killing aura was sucked dry, the king's sword completely became scrap metal and fell into the void. At the same time, a star gold scratch card appeared on the spot. Qin Feng moved and picked up the card. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully using the star gold scratch card and obtaining the super disguise. Super disguise can make the host look real. Qin Feng's eyes lit up when he heard this. With this super disguise, he can disguise himself as a cultivator of the Killer God dynasty and sneak into the Killer God dynasty headquarters. Of course, the premise is that all the people here must be killed, leaving no one alive. With the death of the branch hall master of the Killer God dynasty, the killers around can only wait to be killed. They were destroyed one after another by the sacred beast White Elephant and Shang Qian, and turned into ashes. At this moment, this branch of the Killer dynasty on the border of the Shiwen Mountains and Nanling has completely become a ruin. After doing all this, Qin Feng rode the holy beast White Elephant and joined the masters of the Qin clan Holy Land. The few fish that escaped the net in this branch hall have all been killed by them. Qin Feng and his friends returned home with swords, and when the monks of the Suzaku Holy Land came to meet, they would go to Nanling together to destroy the Killer dynasty. On the second day after Qin Feng and his friends returned, the old Holy Lord of the Suzaku Holy Land came here with a group of masters. On the same day, the great kings who had participated in the Holy Lord's birthday before also mobilized the masters of their own sects and holy lands to come to Kandi city. For a while, the forces of several major holy lands united together. They were numerous and had terrible combat power. This time, they made sufficient preparations to extinguish the Killer dynasty. The Blue Moon family had prepared sufficient materials, and a steady stream of resources were gathered to the Qin family. All of this was because of Qin Feng's face, and there were many cases of sending materials and resources. Soon, A huge alliance was officially established. The next day, Qin Feng and his men were ready to go, riding countless fierce beasts, with a large number of princes and kings, crossing the void in a mighty manner, and arrived at Nanling. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 860. Oh my God, what happened? Are there so many master monks trying to start a war with some holy land? Countless monks and the common people were all stunned, and bursts of exclamation were heard. So many strong men cut through the Demon King and ferocious beasts and crossed the void. The terrifying power they spread shocked the world and shocked countless strong men. Naturally, Nanling also has many holy places and powerful news channels. When they saw the costumes of the monks from the Suzaku Holy Land and the Qin Clan Holy Land, they responded immediately. Li Luan, the young master of Luo Pavilion, led a large number of powerful men and came from the sky. Qin Feng nodded towards Li Luan and motioned for them to join the team, and the group swept through the sky again in a mighty manner. Wherever they passed, countless strong men joined in, and of course there were more strong men watching. In the first battle after coming to Nanling, Qin Feng came to Xiantian Holy Land and fulfilled what he had said at the gate of the secret realm. He would go to Xiantian Holy Land in person to raise an army to investigate the crime. As Qin Feng and the others arrived, the Holy Lord of Xiantian Holy Land suddenly panicked. For the first time, he appeared in the sky with many elders and kings. The news of the death of 2 living fossils in Qin Feng's hands in his own holy land has long been spread. Originally, the Holy Master was planning to assassinate Qin Feng in order to promote the reputation of Xiantian Holy Land. But at this moment, when they found out that the other party had really come to them, they were instantly panicked. Especially their Holy Master, after seeing Qin Feng followed by countless monks from the realm of the great successor, he was extremely horrified. At this time, they no longer felt troubled by Qin Feng, and all they thought about was how to overcome this difficulty. Mr. Qin, I apologize for the 2 living fossils in our holy land, and our Xiantian Holy Land is willing to provide many magic weapons and spiritual stones to help you strangle the killer dynasty. The Holy Lord of Xiantian Holy Land wiped the cold sweat from his forehead and then said, and I will personally send the information of the Holy Land to go with you, and contribute to the destruction of this cancer of the killer god. Very well, Holy Master of Xiantian Holy Land, I am very satisfied that you can have such an awareness. However, I will not need to help. I will accept the supplies on behalf of this alliance. Qin Feng nodded with satisfaction, and ordered the many demon kings and kings behind him to hand over to the people of Xiantian Holy Land. Afterwards, he continued on his way with many strong men, but he did not dare to let the people from Xiantian Holy Land follow him. If they betrayed him at the critical moment, they would be attacked from both sides. In the distance, countless monks were shocked. It was a long time since the Holy Lord of Xiantian Holy Land treated a young man with such caution. Who is that young man? Why is he so scary? You haven't heard, have you? Qin Feng, the holy son of the Suzaku Holy Land, united with many holy places to prepare to strangle the killer dynasty. You mean, the killer dynasty is in our Nanling? Yes, it is said that they have already locked the location of the killer dynasty, and are now preparing to clear up this cancer in the spiritual world. Then Qin Feng is really prepared to eliminate a great harm to the world, which is really admirable. Many common monks present were all talking about it, and many young girls were looking at Qin Feng with envy. Not long after, Qin Feng and his team came to the sky above the Kongxian Holy Land. However, at this time, the Holy Land of Kongxian was unexpectedly closed. There was a shocking formation that sealed the entire Holy Land of Kongxian. It was difficult to open the Kongxian Holy Land from the outside, and in order to avoid long nights and dreams, Qin Feng and the others had to abandon the Kongxian Holy Land and come to a primitive forest in Nanling. This primeval forest is where the headquarters of the Assassin dynasty is located. The assassin dynasty who received the news has already responded. Many masters and living fossils who had been outside the assassin dynasty all year round, including the secrets of the major branches, were all recalled to the headquarters. It is foreseeable that this will be a shocking battle. When Qin Feng and the others arrived here, many masters from the Killer God dynasty came across the sky one after another. They were full of murderous intent and confronted the people of the two holy places. As the headquarters of the assassin dynasty, this place also has a stunning array. At this time, the formation has fully recovered, and the terrifying killing light rises into the sky, full of cold killing intent. After arriving here, Qin Feng stared at the killing formation here with fiery eyes. He found that this killing formation was similar to the mountain protection formation at Kongxian's Holy Land. If you want to destroy the formation, it will definitely consume a lot of resources and time, but in that case, there may be an accident. I'll go inside the formation and take a look first. At this time, Qin Feng said that it is much easier to destroy the formation from inside than from the outside. Isn't that too dangerous, Holy Son? Holy Son, there is absolutely no need for you to take risks alone. We can make a long-term plan. Many elders from the Suzaku Holy Land and the Qin Clan Holy Land came out to dissuade him. The people from the Killer God dynasty hated Qin Feng and wanted to kill him quickly. At this time, Qin Feng was in danger alone and was probably in great danger. It doesn't matter, I have my own sense of discretion, you see. At this time, Qin Feng suddenly transformed and used the super disguise technique he had obtained before, turning into a supreme branch hall master of the assassin dynasty. How come? How is this possible? For a moment, the core elders of the two holy places were all stunned. If they had not seen Qin Feng transform into a member of the Killer dynasty with their own eyes, they would have taken action long ago. So the Saint Son is proficient in disguise. It will be much easier to sneak into the mountain protection formation. Yes, but the Saint Son must be very careful. We are outside to clear the formation for you. If there is any danger, please notify us immediately. The strong men from the two clans' holy lands all had golden eyes. They did not expect Qin Feng to have such a terrifying disguise method. In this way, their chances of destroying the Killer dynasty will be even stronger. Wait, as long as the formation is destroyed, you will rush into the Killer dynasty. After Qin Feng gave the order, he moved across the void in an instant and came to the back door of the Killer dynasty. Who is it? Do you think you can break in here? Don't know what's good for you. At this time, the strong men in the formation at the back door of the Killer dynasty instantly saw Qin Feng's figure. Since the Killer dynasty headquarters is fully preparing for the war, there are many more strong men guarding the back door, and there is even a great king sitting in charge. Qin Feng's eyes were like fire and gold, and he instantly saw through the life gate of this formation. He acted quite calmly and did not hide his figure at all. How dare you? Qin Feng's face turned cold when he heard this. He moved his body and directly entered the formation from the life gate. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 861. Crack. Qin Feng raised his hand and slapped him hard, blinding the killer of the sixth heavenly lord in front of him. You're blind, how dare I stop you? Qin Feng stood with his hands behind his back, his black hair was like a waterfall, and his words were extremely cold, full of murderous intent. At this time, the Dachan king also looked over. His eyes shrank slightly, feeling quite incredible. Brother Dao, are you still alive? It's no wonder that the elder of the assassin dynasty was so shocked, because the master of the Taizhang branch of Qin Feng's Yi Rongcheng had been killed by him a few days ago. The headquarters of the Killer dynasty has also received the news that the branch hall was razed to the ground. They also didn't get in touch with the Supreme Branch Hall Master, so they had already decided that he would die. But he didn't expect that the other party would appear at this moment. This scene really shocked him. In addition to being shocked, the elder of the Dachan king was also filled with deep doubts. "Brother Deo, what's going on?" The elder of the Dachan king, holding a fierce weapon, asked in confusion. "Well, it's a long story at this point. I happened to be traveling at the time. Otherwise, the branch hall would not have been razed to the ground directly." Qin Feng looked distressed and heartbroken, and his sincerity made the Dachan king believe it. However, it was a troubled time at this time, and he was entrusted with the important task of guarding the gate of the back mountain, so he would naturally be more careful. "So that's the case, but Brother Deo, for the sake of safety, let me check your identity carefully." There was a slight apology on the face of the Dachan king. Although he felt that the other party's aura was indeed that of the previous branch hall master, for the sake of safety, he still had to be more cautious. "That's natural, Brother Tao, please." Old God Qin Feng was here. He took a few steps forward and acted quite calmly. The aura that just came out of him was almost exactly the same as that of the assassin god who jumped up to the branch hall master. This is also the magic of the super disguise technique he obtained. However, he does not know the life of the branch master of the assassin dynasty. If the other party really asks Qin Feng about some core secrets, Qin Feng will still reveal the secret. "Then I'm offended, Brother Deo. Can you take out your king's sword and show it to me?" Unexpectedly, the Dachan king revealed a trump card as soon as he opened his mouth. This king's sword was the last thing Qin Feng had to offer. Because, the Wang sword has long been absorbed by Qin Feng's immortal killing sword, and all the killing energy has been absorbed. The Wang sword has become a broken metal. Where can he get the Wang sword at this time? Although Wang Jian can't hide from others easily, this is a troubled time. "Fellow Taoist, please take a look." Qin Feng was very easygoing. He waved his hand and took out the immortal killing sword from his own space and handed it to the Dachan king. "Isn't this Wang Jian?" The Dachan king was shocked, because the killing sword Qin Feng gave him was filled with astonishing murderous aura, which was even more terrifying than the killing sword. Of course this is not Wang Jian. At this time, a strange smile appeared on Qin Feng's face, and in an instant, fairy fire flowed from the immortal killing sword and swept towards the Dachan king. Oops! The Dachan king was suddenly shocked. He wanted to resist, but it was too late. Because Qin Feng looked so similar in disguise, he had already relaxed his guard. By the time he realized the danger, it was already too late. The immortal fire on the Zhan immortal sword directly overwhelmed him. At the same time, Qin Feng used the 4-image rune array to seal the space. The great and accomplished king completely turned into ashes without making any waves. At the same time, the other monks guarding the door looked shocked, and they immediately surrounded and killed Qin Feng. However, Qin Feng's speed was too much. He stepped on thunder and penetrated the void in an instant. In the blink of an eye, the endless fairy fire drowned all the monks guarding the door. Under the blessing of the 9 forbiddens, the immortal fire blasted all the surrounding killers into blood mist on the spot, and their weapons turned into powder. It was at this time that the only survivor let out a huge roar that spread throughout the headquarters of the killer dynasty. "Enemy attack, an enemy has sneaked in." The killer spent his last strength, and with this roar, he was completely crushed into powder by Qin Feng. Immediately, the people of the killer god dynasty reacted. Countless strong men rushed towards this place, but Qin Feng had already stepped on thunder and disappeared inside the killer god dynasty. When all the powerful men arrived here, they found that the king of Dachan had fallen, and many killers from the killer dynasty had become history. This scene completely changed the color of the assassins present, and even the expressions of the elders who followed him were extremely gloomy. "Find the person immediately." Upon the instructions of the assassin elder, Countless assassins immediately took action and began to look for the enemies who had sneaked into the headquarters of the assassin dynasty. At this time, Qin Feng had already infiltrated the killer dynasty of the killer dynasty, and he transformed into one of the several killers he had killed before. Qin Feng, with his 7th level cultivation among the princes, became more calm and leisurely among the crowd. There are many people with this 7th level cultivation in the headquarters of the assassin dynasty, so he is not so conspicuous. Soon Qin Feng blended into other teams of the killer dynasty and began to patrol the entire headquarters. Among the mountains, Qin Feng discovered some familiar clothes, which made him feel great murderous intent. Many elders of the Kongxian clan actually appeared at the headquarters of the Killer God dynasty. They were the masters who activated the Killer God dynasty's formation. The other party actually colluded with the Killer God dynasty, which made Qin Feng's heart surge with murderous intent. What happened? At this time, the monks who patrolled with him felt the murderous aura emanating from him and were all very confused. The enemy is too cunning and actually sneaked into our headquarters. It's really infuriating. Qin Feng heard this and immediately said a few vague words. Now is not the time to cause trouble for the Kongxian clan, but to find the formation hub and destroy the mountain protection formation first. So, Qin Feng continued to patrol with these people. After a while, he took the opportunity to go to the toilet and separated from the patrolling pair. Then, he used his fiery eyes and golden pupils to start searching in the Killer God dynasty headquarters, and finally let Qin Feng find the mountain protection formation in a huge lake. In that place, there stood 9 stone pillars, interwoven with endless runes, guarded by 10 great kings. They all exuded amazing aura, each of them was extremely powerful, and their power was terrifying to the extreme. Who dares to trespass into such a privileged place? Window. Tabula equals window. Tabula. Tabula.push, mode, thumbs feed -01, container, tabula below article thumbnail -300x250, placement, below article thumbnail -300x250, target. Type, mix. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 862. A low and cold voice sounded beside the lake, accompanied by a chilling murderous aura that made people afraid. Just passing by. Qin Feng's eyes flickered slightly. The 9 kings were all very powerful, and his Kaishan stone axe had only been in use for 35 hours. If he wanted to use it, it would take another hour. During this period of time, if he wanted to kill the 9 kings, he should not provoke them directly unless he could establish himself in the divine gold realm. Anyone who dares to break into the important area will be killed without mercy. The 9 guardians of the Killer God dynasty shouted coldly, and then a monstrous murderous aura enveloped Qin Feng, wanting to kill him on the spot. Qin Feng's divine thoughts swept over and he suddenly found that the cultivation level of the guardian was among the 7th grade kings. In normal times, Qin Feng would not take the 7th grade king seriously at all. But at this time, there were still 8 great kings around, staring at him covetously. Once he was entangled by this king, he would inevitably fall into danger. So, Qin Feng stepped on the thunder step at the first time, crossed the void in an instant, and let the attack of the protector hit the air. With a bang, a terrifying divine power wave came from the sky above the lake, and the whole area was trembling. Huh! The 9th protector's eyes turned cold. He didn't expect that the young man in front of him, a kid in the realm of princes, could actually slip away from him. This was really beyond his expectations. The other party is likely to be a spy who sneaked into the secret realm. Send someone to catch him. At this time, the great protector sitting next to him opened his eyes. A ray of cold light flashed in his eyes. He stared at the void where Qin Feng left, with murderous aura intertwined. In an instant, the 9th protector sent a message to the patrol team not far away. Soon, the formation hub sent another king-level killer to sneak in the dark. Moreover, after receiving the news, the patrol team also began to look for Qin Feng in the secret realm of the headquarters. Qin Feng had already slipped away at this time. He knew that he could not fight hard. The foundation of the guardian formation of the killer dynasty was too strong. If he wanted to kill them and destroy the formation, it would take time. Of course, Qin Feng did not want to wait for an hour. He quietly assassinated a patrol team and then hid in a secret room. At this moment, he took out endless cultivation resources, and at the same time he used the formation to block the energy fluctuations here. Qin Feng was ready to forcibly improve his realm and let himself stand in the forbidden realm of the gods. For safety reasons, he also let his dragon horse appear here to protect him. Now, Qin Feng already has countless spiritual medicines, and he got a lot of jade marrow in the last trip to the secret realm, which is enough for him to use this time. Qin Feng has a lot of cultivation resources, far beyond the general Holy Land. Then, Qin Feng began to refine pills to improve his realm. Tens of thousands of pills directly overwhelmed him. Qin Feng swallowed the energy of the heaven and earth nearby and refined it. His cultivation level advanced by leaps and bounds. In the blink of an eye, he reached the peak of the 7th level of the realm of the lords. As Qin Feng refined another chalcedony fairy flower, he finally broke through the last layer of window paper and stood directly in the 8th level of the realm of the lords. When he refined all the energy of the fairy flower chalcedony, Qin Feng's cultivation level stood directly at the peak of the 8th level of the realm of the lords. At the same time, the divine ban was automatically triggered, allowing him to stand in the realm of strength and absoluteness, with a full 300 times of energy blessing, and instantly a terrifying dragon-shaped air column rushed straight into the sky. Ding! Congratulations to the host, the Thunder Step has been upgraded to the lower level Golden Immortal Martial Art, the Great Thunder Step. Ding! Congratulations to the host, the Phoenix Divine Form has been upgraded to the lower level Golden Immortal Martial Art. Ding! Congratulations to the host, the Supreme Heaven-Slaying Sword has been upgraded to the middle level Golden Immortal Supreme Immortal Sword. Ding! Congratulations to the host, the Against the Sky Divine King Sword has been upgraded to the middle level Golden Immortal Martial Art, the Immortal King Sword. Ding! Congratulations to the host, the Kunpen Moving the Nine Heavens has been upgraded to the middle level Golden Immortal Fist Seal. The system's prompt sounds rang out one after another, and Qin Feng's many methods were also upgraded to the Golden Immortal Realm. At this time, the secret room and formation where Qin Feng was hiding could no longer bear it, and it collapsed directly, and then Qin Feng floated in the air. Swish! The abnormal movement caused here immediately caused the killer divine dynasty to be highly nervous. In the blink of an eye, the great accomplished king brought the strong men of the vassal realm to stop here. The intruder is here, kill him. Instantly, the great king suddenly attacked, and a blood-colored immortal sword in his hand exuded deadly danger, slashing towards Qin Feng. Qi La! The void was broken at once, and the blood-killing sword used by the killer king of the god dynasty broke the void, and the flowing terrible red substance released destructive energy. The place where Qin Feng stood was shattered on the spot, and a terrible space crack appeared. However, Qin Feng, who was standing in the forbidden area of the gods at this time, was still fearless, and the full 300 times of energy blessing allowed him to face it head-on. The sword of beheading immortals shone with golden light, and the supreme sword technique of killing immortals was extremely terrifying. Instantly, the terrible sword energy swept across the sky, causing the great king's face to change drastically. After his killing sword collided with Qin Feng's sword light, it was shattered together with his right arm in an instant. Ah! A long and shrill howl spread out, shaking the assassin dynasty, and countless assassins who gathered around all showed terrified expressions. They didn't expect that the intruder was actually a young man, and this young man was even a match for the elders of the king level. This was too terrifying. Is he still human? How can he be so terrifying when he is so young? Is he the immortal from the Holy Land? This person must not have sought immortality, otherwise how can he be so young? Many assassins cannot accept such a situation. If the opponent is so young, how can he be so amazing if he is not an immortal? Swish. Seeing this, the assassin elder retreated dozens of steps in an instant. He felt the threat of death and knew that he was definitely not the opponent's opponent if he fought alone. So his figure flashed repeatedly in the void. He wanted to entangle and wait for other elders to gather here and attack with him. You want to delay time, but unfortunately you have no chance in front of me. Qin Feng's eyes turned cold. He stepped on the thunder and disappeared in an instant. When he appeared again, he had come behind the elder of the great accomplishment king. He chopped down with the immortal sword in his hand in an instant. Without any surprise, the elder of the killer dynasty was killed by Qin Feng in mid-air. Immortal fire flowed from the Xuxian sword technique, directly burning his body into ashes. Qin Feng's speed was too fast. The elder had no time to react and was completely killed. Window. Tabula equals window. Tabula. Tabula.push, mode, thumbs feed -01, container, tabula below article feed, placement, below article feed, target. Type, mix.